And sign though.
Yeah, I put the info in.
No, smart. Yeah. That never happened. Matthew. Well, you I joined them. So, they'll take care of you. Yep.
Clerk, are we ready?
Yes.
I would like to call the Monday, February 23rd, 2026 Common Council meeting to order. Clerk Toronto, I believe you would like to make some comments regarding the link for this meeting and other expectations.
Thank you, President Lee. Good evening, members of the public. To maintain good audio quality for council members and yourselves, we will be muting everyone not speaking by default. If you would like to speak during the public portion of the meeting, please submit your request in the chat. Directions to do so have been listed. We ask that you provide your full name and residential address, as those are required for all speakers at in-person council meetings. Those wishing to speak virtually must activate their camera, displaying the speaker to be recognized by council. Additionally, if you are called on to speak, please provide your details in the following format. My name is full name and I live at residential address. I would like to speak for or against the agenda item. You will then be given 5 minutes to speak, only if these requirements are placed in the chat.
All right, thank you very much, and I'm pleased. We hope everybody hears and understands that you must turn on your camera if you're going to comment. Thank you very much. At this time, a disrespectful, rude, or disruptive speech or actions will not be tolerated. Such speech or actions, as well as verbal attacks against any person, may result in the individual without notice forfeiting the remainder of his or her allotted time. At this time, we're going to invite to the podium Pastor Michael Bush, pastor of the Impact Worship Center, and we're all going to stand for the invocation.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pause at the beginning of this meeting to say thank you. Thank you for our life. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Thank you for the responsibility of leadership. God, we invite your presence into this room. We ask that you would guide every discussion, every decision, and every action. Grant to our leaders wisdom, discernment, and clarity of thought. Help them to govern with integrity and fairness and compassion. We pray for our city. We pray for the peace of our neighborhoods. We pray for safety in our streets. We pray for strength in our family and opportunities for every citizen. Give these leaders courage to do what is right, patience to listen well, and humility to work with others. We pray that respect guides every conversation and understanding shapes every outcome. We commit our leaders and we commit our city into your hands, trusting that you will lead us and direct us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Now we'll also stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And with that being done, Clerk Toronto, please give us the roll call.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Present.
Councilmember McBride,
Present.
Councilmember Warner,
Present.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Present.
Councilmember Thomas Morgan,
Present.
Councilmember White,
Present.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Present.
Vice President Niskoski,
Present.
President Lee,
Present.
all 9 present.
All right, thank you very much. Now we have the report from the Subcommittee on Minutes for February 9th, 2026.
To the Common Council of the City of South Bend, the subcommittee has inspected the minutes of the February 9th, 2026 meeting of the council and found them to be correct. Therefore, we recommend the same be approved.
I will now entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes.
I would like to thank the staff and commend them for the minutes. I know the meeting was a bit involved, and thank you.
Thank you, staff, for always doing a great job. All right, special business. We have a special resolution of the South Bend Common Council. I'm not supposed to read that. You're supposed to read that, right? Oh, okay. Of the Common Council recognizing and celebrating the 25th anniversary of Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon. 25 years. At this time, we ask that the presenter please give us your name and address. And it's signed by a lot of the council members too.
Okay. Good evening, council. My name is Dr. Oliver Davis. I'm the at-large council member. My address is 1801 Nash Street, South Bend, Indiana, 46613. And it's truly an honor to bring this special resolution of the South Bend Common Council recognizing and celebrating the 25th anniversary of Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon. So I'm so grateful. When I started going there, I didn't have silver. 25th anniversary was all black up here. Now we both are silver. And so here we are. Let's go for it. Whereas Otis OD started his barbershop, which he named Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon on February 10, 2001. And whereas Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon in South Bend reached its 25th year anniversary milestone on February 10, 2026. And whereas Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon is known for its community-focused atmosphere and experienced staff. Currently staffed, we have Otis O.D. Davis, Dewan Weezy Griffith, who couldn't be here tonight. He had a medical situation, but he's been a great barber. Orlando D.O. Murphy, and Karen Copley, long-term barbers, and Cheryl Hayes, who has mentored many over her decade-long career. And whereas Cutrageous customers praise their friendly staff, quality cuts, and clean environment, noted as popular spot for both men and women's hair services. Whereas in a review, a customer wrote, OD is the man. I want to go nowhere else to get my haircut. Even if I had to wait 10 years. Nothing but love for this place. And whereas in another review, a customer wrote, I enjoy going there, and not only for the great cut, but for the conversation. Sometimes you might even see somebody you haven't seen in years. Just a great atmosphere. And whereas on November 16, 2007, Otis and Sunita Davis were featured in a 57-minute miracle segment by ABC 57, highlighting their impact on the local community. And whereas Cutrageous has participated in health outreach initiatives, such as hosting health screenings in partnership with organizations like 100 Black Men of Greater South Bend, to provide accessible checkups for local men, and whereas Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon has demonstrated its commitment to our youth through initiatives like Hair's Cuts for Kids, which provided free haircuts to families in need. And whereas Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon continues to be a beacon of light, joy, and positive fellowship for many in our city of South Bend. Now, therefore, be it publicly and proudly proclaimed as follows. On behalf of the citizens of the city of South Bend, Indiana, we are pleased to recognize and celebrate Cutrageous Barber and Beauty Salon as it celebrates its 25th year of operation. Section 2, the city of South Bend acknowledges the many contributions and all the forms made by Cut Rages Barber and Beauty Salons throughout the history of the city. Section 3, the South Bend Common Council resolves to encourage Cut Rages Barber and Beauty Salon to continue its outstanding community service of barbering and grooming for the residents of South Bend and its surrounding areas. Section 3, the resolution shall be effective immediately upon the passage of the South Bend Common Council, signed and approved the 23rd day of February 2026 in the city of South Bend, county of St. Joe, in the state of Indiana. And all of us, all 9 members of the council have signed this resolution. So it's an honor to have both of you there. I know the other ones couldn't be here tonight, but we're glad to have both of you. You've been an inspiration to so many of us. Been going there over 20-something years myself. And so it's just great to come and hear the conversations and just see how y'all two really bring it all together for us. So I'm pleased to present this on behalf of our council, and I'm glad that all 9 have joined in with us. Thank you. Thank you. Sure.
We will give you opportunity please state your name and address for the record, and then whatever comments you'd like to make.
Okay, my name is Otis Davis, and I live at 2921, and the business is at 2921 West Sample Street in South Bend. Been there 25 years. Done a lot for the community, tried to, do small things to help out people, and it's been a joy being in the community, working and helping people in this community. And I thank you all for the award. Thank you.
What he said. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we'll let the council members have a word.
Oh, thank you, President. To the Davises, my friends, lifelong friends. Me and Odie went to school together since Harrison days. I won't tell our age, but kindergarten. So we've been lifelong friends, and his lovely wife. You guys have been a very positive impact and role model to the city of South Bend, not just even in the barbershop and hair salon business, but your entire impact for kids and youth and men and women throughout the entire city and the region of South Bend. So congratulations. This is well-deserved, and I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Ms. White?
Yes, I would like to say thank you so much, and I can't believe that your wife said whatever he says. Because we go way, way back, and not only I want to congratulate you on the work and your business, but it goes way beyond just the business, and would want to say also, thank you for working with the young ladies at, now it's the Dream Center. And really, you've done a miracle, and they're still talking about, they can't wait for you to start up another troop for them. So again, thank you so much. And our barbershops, as well as our beauty salon, they're more than just going for a service. That's where communication and what's happening in the community is being shared. And so thank you, and keep up the good work, and look forward to another 25 years.
Thank you.
Vice President Niskowski.
Thank you, President Lee. Yeah, I just wanted to say, as the 6th District representative, thank you for 25 years in the 6th District. And thank you for everything you do for the community and for our children. And my husband, actually, you cut my husband's hair.
Yeah.
I've dropped him off there, waited on him, but it is more than just a barbershop. It is really a part of the community where people come together. He says they talk about a number of things, which I won't disclose everything, but it is a vocal point in our people go and they talk and they feel comfortable there. So thank you for 25 years on the west side of South Bend. And
Thank you.
congratulations to both of you.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else on this side? Yes.
Thank you, Council President Lee. Well, you made it, and I'm just so proud. And thank you for taking care of my father. You cut his hair till he couldn't come anymore, Maxie Bolden. And you've been an inspiration to students. I don't know if you remember, you came to Dickinson, and they look up to you. Your work is important. And I hope God blesses you to see the seeds that you have planted. Sometimes you plant seeds and you don't get to see them come up. But I've seen some and I hope that you get to see more. So thank you, Sunita and Odie, for everything you've done for this community. And tell Cheryl, I wish I could see her today, but I send my love, okay?
Will do. Thank you.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gooden Rogers.
Yes, I'd like to say thanks to the Davises. Odie, you know how long I've been knowing you, okay? Sharon has been knowing you that long. I've been knowing you a long time. And I like to say also, you have another business that's in District 2. And if I'm saying it right, Equal Opportunity? What's the name of it?
Ocean of opportunity.
Ocean of Opportunity, okay? And I thank you for that business, and that business help out families that are in needs for different toiletries and articles that they might need. So thank you for your contributions to the community, and let me know if there's something else I can do to help you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll just kind of echo what they said. Thank you very much. Small businesses like yourself are the lifeblood of any community, and really individuals like you are pillars in the community. And we thank you for everything we could do. And this piece of paper just isn't enough, but it'll work for today. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
just add, here's to 25 more years.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Sunita and Odie, I just want to say, as a young guy growing up in the city and watching you guys and seeing how you work together as a couple, you guys have definitely been a great inspiration to me and my wife. And just seeing the heart that you guys have to serve our community. And I think Sunita does. You got a queen right there. I'm sure she demands it too. The things that she has done, taking women on trips and exposing people to things they would never be exposed to, and the care and love that people, I mean, for years, you guys have just been doing an outstanding job. So thank you for your service. And again, like everyone else said, 25 more years, we're hoping that you'll continue to be positive role models in our community. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much. Are we going to do
Take a picture?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's take a picture.
We'll take a picture real quick.
Let's take a picture of everybody. And then I put this back in. Oh, you're welcome. It's an honor. I'm telling you. Let's hold that. You hold one, you hold one. And then we get in front of there and get taking a picture.
Let's see. Scooch in a little bit more.
Get a little closer.
Yep, get comfy now. Get comfy.
Funny.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
There.
All right.
Gotta have fun, y'all. Matt, you make it. Secrets.
All right. Thank you very much. That was great. Part 2 of our special business is we have guests from the Four Winds Field. They're going to give us an update on the renovations, and we're going to open up the floor to them right now. They're going to give us Four Wind Fields renovations and South Bend Cubs updates to council from South Bend Cubs leadership. And we're so grateful to have Mr. Berlin here with us today.
Thank you very much. Andrew Berlin, 20 Maple Hill, Glencoe, Illinois. And Chris Ackstrom, our general manager from the South Bend Cubs as well, is here with me. I spent a lot of time thinking about how I was going to open this presentation, and I decided I was going to speak from the heart.
All right.
I think it's the best way to go here because there's a lot of heart in this project. And if you're in the business of delivering joy to families, that's a great business to be in. I'll first start with this. We couldn't do it without the partnership of the city. And I know a lot of people say these things, and for good reason. The city's been very, very good about working with businesses and promoting businesses, but never have I ever seen a more compatible relationship than we have with the city. And it started very early on when I came to South Bend for the first time. Actually, I'd never been to South Bend prior to 2011. And I was invited to come here by Mayor Lickey and former Mayor Joe Kernan. They had asked me to come out and take a look at buying a minor league team out here, South Bend Silverhawks. I was at that time one of the owners of the White Sox, partner in the White Sox. I was not yet with the Cubs at that time, and I came out to take a look at the team. And at that time, I don't know if you remember, the Kovaleski Stadium was a stadium in need of some love. It was not getting a lot of love back then. And I remember coming on a Friday night, there were a couple hundred people in the seats. It was a rough night for the team and for the company. And I got a call somewhat later after I had decided not to buy the team from Mr. Kernan and his investors. I got a call from, I should say Governor Kernan, but if you knew Joe Kernan, you knew what a great salesperson he was. And he called me and he says, Andrew, do you want to buy the team? I said, yeah, Governor, I'm going to take a pass because this is really, I'm looking for something that's a little bit more lively and seems to have a better future ahead of it. And he says, Andrew, he said, I'll tell you what, you pick the price, name the price. So in my head, I came up with a price and then I cut it in half. I said, thinking that for sure he will say no to this. So I gave him the price, which was half of what I probably should have paid for the team. And he said, deal. And I hung up the phone a couple minutes later and my wife asked me what just happened. I said, I'm not sure what happened, but I think I'm the future owner of the Silverhawks. And that's exactly what happened. But when we got to town, we discovered something. The tremendous potential in the stadium, a town and a city that was really aching for some activity in downtown. If you remember in 2011, downtown South Bend didn't look the way it does today. And it was an uphill climb, but I have to say it was a challenge that we wanted to take on. It started with bringing leadership in, people like Chris Hagstrom, Joe Hart, Nick Brown, and together we started to build a team of professionals that were dedicated to really building something special. So with that in mind, I'll get on with the presentation because I know that there are people behind me on the agenda. I know you have a lot of business to do, but I wanted to come and give you an update, what's happening at Four Winds Field. It's an update, again, just to keep in mind, this is your stadium. It's not my stadium. It's a city stadium. I rent it from you. And together we have a partnership there in not only delivering and supporting a successful business, which it is a successful business today, but it's become a beacon for other businesses to come to downtown and realize that you can actually build a profitable business that is sustainable and that could bring services and joy and experiences to people in South Bend, but also to attract people from all over. In this case, all over the United States. We track all the zip codes of people who buy tickets from us. And I'm telling you right now, over 42 states are representative of people who come to South Bend to see the Cubs play. And again, the Cubs coming to South Bend in 2014 was a big boom for the business too, because most people like the Cubs around here, so not so much the White Sox. So we're on the presentation. Sorry, guys, for the White Sox fans. And by the way, I am a White Sox fan too still. I just want you to know that. I'm a baseball fan. Without competition, you can't have a game. So since 2012, we've attracted a little over 4 million people to the stadium here in downtown South Bend. That's extraordinary if you think about it. It is, one of the top attended stadiums. It's in the upper quartile, the top quartile of all of the 120 minor league stadiums all throughout the United States. If we turn to the next page, I also just want to point out of all the things that we do here, we do run a business, but we also understand that the business is based upon the loyalty of the community. and thinking about the community and thinking about how we want to support the community. We're a very philanthropic organization. Philanthropy, as it turns out, is good business. It is good business to give back. It teaches the young people in our community that it's important. It teaches the people that work for our business that it's important. And we need to take care of the folks that take care of us. And so if you turn the page, over $3 million have been returned in philanthropy. And just, I'm not going to read all the names on the next couple pages, but you see the number of organizations that we have supported monetarily throughout South Bend. And again, it's just, if it's not just good for the heart, good for the mind, and good for the soul, it's also good for business. It's giving back to the community that gives so heartily to us is really something very, very important to the culture of our organization. If you turned into the page again, I'm not controlling who's controlling the PowerPoint? By the way, you are. Okay, so I'm gonna do this to you, but I think you're following it with me pretty well. So the next slide, please. Stimulating growth. One more slide. There you go. Something to know also that it is a city-owned stadium, but I have to also tell you that to get things going very, very quickly, I invested in the stadium myself. And over the years, I've donated $32 million of my own money, not just to the stadium, but also building around the stadium. And so the Ivy is the 4 apartment buildings that surround the outfield, from the left field corner to the right field corner. And it's been a good investment. We've also brought in restaurants. So Shamrocks is a sports bar that's going to be opening up very shortly. We have Esperanza that has opened up, and a Mexican restaurant both are doing very, very well. Obviously, their best months are going to be the months in the summer when the crowd is walking down the center concourse, from center field. You'll have that concourse in that area right there. After the game, before the game, is going to be a real party in that plaza. But the independent study that has been done, in this case, by the Chamber of Commerce, is also studied that all this investment brings about an annual return about $25 million to the city of South Bend as well. So the investment is not without a return. The good news is that though we are successful in and of our right, it's something that we want to make sure that we're a profitable business in order to sustain itself over many, many years. But also we're lifting other businesses and other people throughout the city. And we're lifting the city itself by giving this kind of general economic impact, which has recently been estimated to be about $25 million a year. It's greater than most AAA teams, by the way, who have stadiums that are 2 to 3 times larger than our own. So it does a really good job. A little bit of historical context, though, on the next page. Coveleski Stadium was built, I think, for a few dollars shy of about $10 million. I speak to various historians that are still here, and I get different numbers from different people. We've been able to triangulate around I think it was about a $10 million build. I don't know if anybody can confirm that's here, but I think that was about the number. It was built in 1987, and at the time, it was considered one of the best minor league stadiums in all of the United States. But as times change, and this is quite a while ago, we've outgrown our home. And so to that end, we went to Indianapolis, and we wrote and drafted a bill for the politicians that were there in the House and in the Senate. And it was Senate Bill 326, and this is right shortly after COVID in 2021. And what we did there was, if you could turn to the next page, you see Governor Holcomb there with our glitterati from South Bend present for the signing. We were able to capture the money that was spent in sales taxes and income taxes here in city of South Bend. Those taxes that are paid would normally go to Indianapolis, to the general coffers of the state. What we're able to do is we're able to get legislation passed that captured that income tax and sales taxes that were paid here in South Bend to keep it in South Bend for the benefit of South Bend, to invest in South Bend. So it never made it to Indianapolis and disappeared into the giant treasury of the state. It stayed in South Bend. And the bill was SB 326. We then improved upon that because we needed more than just the $2.5 million, because we wanted to get more. And what was happening is we were collecting more than $2.5 million. There was more to go get, and that was, and again, Indiana is very, very different than almost any other state in the nation that has this kind of legislation, that where the taxes are paid benefits that particular city rather than the state. it's unusual. It's unusual. And you see some of this going on even for the pitch for the Chicago Bears to come to the state. They'll be using the same kind of legislation to keep the taxes in that area to help build the stadium there if the Bears agree to come. So I think it's fantastic. But we did put this slide in here because, well, being in the baseball business, we're all about the score, right? And when we counted up the votes in the Senate and the House and the Ways and Means and Appropriations Committee, we were able to get an approval from over 96% of all the votes that were cast. 96% of the votes were in favor of taking care of South Bend. That's how compelling the presentation was. That's how compelling the business was. And also, that's also compelling having the Cubs here. To have the Cubs in Indiana was a big, big win for South Bend because the Cubs brand is one of the most popular brands and throughout all of the United States. As a matter of fact, there is an index that is calculated every year of which brand of the 30 baseball teams throughout all of baseball, which one has the same kind of stickiness with fans. And it's actually the Cubs are number one out of all 30 teams, more so than the Yankees, more so than the Dodgers, more so than any other team. And it's primarily because of the history of using WGN. WGN broadcast all the Cubs games throughout the United States for all those years. And people who didn't, if you're in South Dakota or you're in Montana or parts of California, you didn't have a baseball team to root for. So you turned on the TV, it was WGN was the big cable channel throughout the United States. And as a consequence, there are Cub fans all over the United States and became such a popular brand as the lovable loser. Unfortunately, that was the brand of the lovable losers. But the cute little cuddly little Cubby bear it was our mascot, and it attracted an amazing number of fans. And we've been able to do that here in South Bend. But having said that, collecting $2.5 million and surpassing that number was bad business for South Bend. If you could collect more than $2.5 million without increasing taxes, why not? So we passed an amendment to that bill that took it up to $5 million. And so this way the payroll taxes and the sales taxes that are paid in South Bend that would generally disappear in Indianapolis, we were able to keep $5 million in South Bend. And that benefit not only our stadium, but other parts of the city. As a matter of fact, the money that has been collected is helping to build the Morris Center, the Century, and then also the Potawatomi Zoo, and all these things that are going on in South Bend. All that money is invested and spent in South Bend. And so you can see here that we're able to raise $5 million a year, and we're able to bond that, and we're able to take that up to $100 million. So over a period of 20 years, 5 million times 20, of course, 100. So at the end of the day, we're able to take that up. And of course, there were some bond fees that were paid, but that money that South Bend benefited from helped those, and you can see it on the next page. I mentioned the Morris Century Center, and so forth. So again, all of this without raising taxes. Again, the engine of growth here is, believe it or not, baseball. It's Four Winds Field. And by the way, I'll tell you something else about our fans that come to Four Winds Field. This is a real statistic. About 75% of our fans can't even remember the score of the game after they leave our stadium. They're having so much fun there. We get complaints from grandparents and parents. There's too much for the kids to do in our stadium because they're not paying attention to the baseball game. Honest to God, we get those complaints. Happy to get those complaints, by the way. Okay, so again, the headline here, all of it's done without increasing taxes. When you look at how we compare to other stadiums, there's brand new stadiums that were just recently built in Chattanooga and Knoxville. Each one of them, over $100 million to build. For us, the cost of renovating Four Winds was zero. And that continues. As a matter of fact, as of today, I just checked today online, we have from July of 25 to the present, we're already at $4.4 million that has been collected. We'll get to the $5 million limit probably next month. But the bad news is we're missing out on the warm weather months. We're missing out on April, May, and June. We're going to miss all that revenue that downtown South Bend is going to have. So much so that is our desire, and you'll be hearing about our efforts to do this. We want to take the number up to 7.5 million. And that money comes straight to South Bend without increasing taxes. And only Indiana does this that I'm aware of, but only the Cubs I know is the engine of growth for something like this. So what I feel good about is not just having a business that is doing well, but a business that has a fabulous partnership with the city, a fabulous partnership with the people that come to our ballpark. It is so lovely to be in a business where all of us are working together, having a good time, and doing such great things for our city. This will enable us to have all sorts of funds to do many, many more things beyond the stadium to improve our downtown with taxes that would have, of course, disappeared elsewhere. So, the next slide. Maybe winter in South Bend, but it hasn't slowed us down. The construction company has been working with us, has done a fabulous job. You'll see in the left field corner, in the next slide, we have an events building that's built in the left field corner. That will not be open on opening day. We'll probably be done with that in May. So it'll probably be about a month and a half late on that. But the rest of the stadium is going to be ready for opening day. And when is our opening day? It's April 4th, April 3rd, April 3rd. We also added a brand new field. This is the view from the events building left field corner overlooking. You can see also that we added a whole new deck, upper deck of suites up on the upper concourse. We now have a lower concourse and we have an upper concourse. And it's going to be a really beautiful opportunity to enjoy the game. The field there looks beautiful. It was before the snow and the ice arrived, but that cost, we paid for that ourselves. That was out of our pocket, but that was a $1 million planting of grass. We planted, brought in sod and planted grass. It cost about $1 million. You have to replace the field about every 7 years because it just takes a beating, but it has to be pristine. Reason being is not just for aesthetic beauty, but also the lawn has to be, or the field has to be perfect to avoid injuries for the players. You can't be tripping over little knot holes or little things that are uneven. So that the field has to be absolutely perfect for the health of the players. And you see that in the next slide, I mentioned that, but the grass looks absolutely amazing. Just a little thing about what we do is that, we're trying to improve the experience, and we think about this from a perspective of what you taste when you eat there, what you smell, what you touch, all the different senses are there. We have little things and little tricks that we do to get people to enjoy our ballpark when you arrive. One of the things we do is that I don't know anybody who doesn't enjoy the smell of cut grass. So what we do is we cut our grass about an hour and a half before the gates open. So when people walk in our concourse, you can smell cut grass. Our mascot, we spray him with cotton candy cologne before every game. The kids love it. The moms love it. Everyone takes pictures with our mascots. So I just want you to know there are little things that we do. We pay attention to the details. You have the view from second base. Again, just we're so proud of that field. And it would be appropriate to this moment to also show you what your new city suite looks like. So that's on the next slide. The city suite, though not decorated yet, you can see the suite is going to be probably 10 times the size of what your suite used to be. It's on the second deck overlooking the field. You can see the field outside. Of course, it's snowy at this point in time, but it is going to be absolutely beautiful. So outside those windows, there will actually also be nice lawn furniture that you'll be able to sit outside, and lawn furniture that can be moved around. And then beyond that, you'll have stadium seating beyond that. So there'll be 3 different kinds of seating inside the suite, outside the suite, sitting on couches and chairs out there on your lawn furniture. And then you'll also have the stadium seating beyond that. And all of these suites will be serviced by your own private waiter. So the suites will be very nice, but this is the City of South Bend suite right here. In 2024, we had our largest attendance of 8,169 fans. It was a beautiful night. It must have been a weekend, Friday or Saturday. Weekends are always the best because there's the fireworks and of course the kids are out of school. But that was amazing. But what's going to be more amazing that we're going to go over 10,000 with our new stadium, your stadium. And so to be able to add that to the stadium will also bring, again, more sales taxes, more income taxes, and so forth. We'll have to hire more people and more jobs. And it's one of those good news stories. It's hard to find one business, one story that everyone can say, you know, what, this is good for the city. At least I believe that's the case. I think also, although we have no proof of this, I think there is a downtown renaissance that's going through right now. There is a healthy excitement about downtown South Bend. I can't say we take credit for it, but we sure did make it look good in 2011 and in the subsequent years. There are restaurants and buildings for apartments and condos that are going up all around us. When we built our 4 apartment buildings, which are all full right now, that surround our ballpark, you know, it was the first big apartment building, you know, development in that area at that time for quite some time. But now you have a lot of people going on, and the number we got from the South Bend Regional Chamber of Commerce, $1.1 billion has been invested in downtown South Bend in recent years. That's magnificent. You think about that, just what an achievement. And you take a look at the other, again for the South Bend Chamber, U.S. News and World Report 2024-25 rankings has South Bend as the number 25th best place to live in the United States and the 18th most affordable. Did you ever think you'd get a ranking like that? And that's extraordinary. I mean, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started. I mean, people are finding out from South Bend from living in this region, but think about what happens when people outside this region discovers that you don't have to go all the way to North Carolina or Tennessee or some of the popular states or Texas, which is brutal in the summer. You can actually come to South Bend and live the same kind of life, the same quality of life at reasonable prices. So at the end of the day, we feel so proud to be part of this renaissance. We know that the mayor's office and this group has worked very hard on the 2045 strategic plan. And I've looked at it, read at it. I've read it. I mean, I love the fact that we're in the mix. But really my desire to come tonight is not to ask you for anything. It's to say thank you, to show you what we're doing and some ideas about what we have for the future. But we hope to see you at the ballpark, certainly in your suite or elsewhere. But I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have, but I really do appreciate the time to show this to you.
Thank you, Mr. Berlin, for that great presentation. I will now give council members, because this is an update, we won't have anything from the public, but council members, you will be able to ask questions, and we'll start on the end and work it all the way down.
Thank you, President Lee. I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you. This is so exciting. I can tell that you're very excited as well.
I am.
And the impact that this has and will continue to have on the city of South Bend is tremendous. So keep up the enthusiasm, and I look forward to the future growth that will be coming as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Also, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Berlin. I have had the pleasure of serving as president on the council, not originally when Councilwoman White and Dr. Davis was, I believe, on the council initially at the time when it first started, but for several years being the chair of the park committee. So I'm working well with Chris and you throughout the years have been tremendous and been very exciting to tour and come to a lot of the games, and also coming down to the Chicago Cubs games and having the opportunity to have a good time with you guys down there as well. So I am very excited for the continued growth and the investment that you have made in our area. And it is just, you know, it's unrecognizable that, or it's second to none, that a world-class establishment that can come and be such a big part of what was at that time called a dying city, to have something flourishing in this area and continuing to grow, and seeing that and being a part of that is great. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that.
Mr. Berlin, you're going to hear gratitude 9 times over
I can take it. I'll
before
take
the
it.
end of this.
Thank
But
you.
I too adding my gratitude to your vision, to your dreaming, to your investment in South Bend. I live just down the street from the stadium on Chapin near Washington Street, and my husband and I bought a big old house there in 2001. So over that time, we have seen the significant transformation that the ballpark has brought, not just to South Bend, but also to increased interest in our neighborhood. So thank you. I have in-laws from Noblesville whom we've invited up for Cubs games, and I think they're really interested in moving to South Bend just because of the South Bend Cubs.
Wow. Happy to bring a family together. That's great.
Yes, thank you so much for that presentation, Mr. Berlin. Every time you give an invitation or update to this council, it is always met with such enthusiasm. And from you, because you're a big thinker, you've embraced this city, the collaboration and the bridges that you have built with local government, state government, the community, and the influence it has had for families to have somewhere to go. All of the amenities that you have, our grandkids love going there. It's just wonderful for our whole community. So just thank you for everything that you have done to help enhance the stadium, move it forward. And I just appreciate your enthusiasm and the obvious love that you have for this city.
Thank you very much.
Every time I see you, or like I said, you have something to say, it's your heart is here. And I think that's why this project has been so special. I would say a labor of love in many ways, probably.
It has. It
But-
has.
But thank you so much for your investment in our community and for our children.
Thank you. My children and now my grandchildren are growing up in South Bend at these games. It's a real pleasure and an honor.
Thank you.
We'll go all the way to the end. Councilwoman Gooden Rogers.
Yes, Mr. Berlin, thank you for giving children the opportunity to come and see the stadium and enjoy their first game. You know,
Yeah.
we did something so, and they were so happy. And I really do appreciate the fact that you didn't say no. You know, you just said how many, and they came and they really enjoyed themselves. And right now, some of them are still talking about the first game that they've been to. So I would like to say thank you, and thank you again for all that you do for the city.
It's a real pleasure. Let's talk about their second game soon, okay?
Mr. Berlin, you really have had a positive impact on this community. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a person who moved away from South Bend and had been away for 20-something years. And so I took the opportunity to say, so how is it now when you, now that you've returned? And she was just amazed. She was amazed at all the things to do. And we know the capturing of these taxes has, as you said, as you displayed in your presentation, the Rackland Center, Moore Civic, the Century, and that's what she said, and with enthusiasm. And wow, I noticed it, but when you go away and come back, it is noticeable, and we thank you and keep up the good work. I'm
Well-
proud to be a citizen of South Bend.
Well, thank you very much. It is
Because of
indeed
you.
my second home as well. So thank you.
Dr.
Mr.
Davis.
Berlin, you walked into a sea of mistrust in 2011. And from that sea, you have built a beautiful thing. When so many people were talking about Joe Kernan, Governor Kernan, people like, at that time when it came down to the ballpark, there was a lot of folk who were just like, see, it is not going well and everything else. Last summer, I drove by, it was so much traffic downtown. At first I was frustrated, I was running away home, then I smiled. I smiled because I said to myself, this is all baseball traffic. That same situation would not have happened in 2011. We wouldn't have had all that traffic downtown in 2011. We could zoom through and there was nothing. And now you have to wait for all the traffic and everything else. And, you know, like I was telling Councilwoman Bowden Simpson, when you go to places after you've been on the council, you see the city different.
Yeah.
And you see traffic, instead of it being a problem, you see it as growth. You see the numbers as growth. And I was thinking about when you mentioned about going over 8,000 that one night. Are there any other cities in our area that have got to 10,000 yet in that the minor league games?
In Indianapolis, they probably have. There are triple.
But outside of that, the other cities.
No.
So
No.
we are that really shows.
Oh, that was
I mean,
a
because Indianapolis, look how big they are over us.
Well, yeah, well, they're also a AAA.
You got my
state.
point?
Yeah.
So when you start getting to that number of getting to the goal of
We've-
10,000 from when you found it and that part of it to where we are now, just blows my brains. And it's really great. And I'm grateful for the tax formula that we have in Indiana.
Yeah.
As a Bear fan sitting up there in Indiana, watching them, I understand why Indiana is so attractive.
Believe me, being an Illinois citizen all my life, I shake my head and I say, just right across that border, it's like you can take one step over that border.
It changes
It's a
everything.
completely different,
Yeah.
different situation. And you just ask yourself, why can't we do something like that? But we.
So, you know,
I don't have a long enough night for that.
I'm very grateful. You didn't go through all the list of all the people and all the companies that you had on here, but that's amazing. It's amazing to see something that started out, and you said it, you just gave that figure, and that figure turned into a whole field of, you're talking about a field of dreams. It really has been a field of dreams, and we have more dreams. And it's nice to see it down the road as this whole dream comes into a fit. So it's a blessing. I'm grateful to see it, and it's really changing everything. And I love the traffic, and I love the people that's coming down there. And it's good to have grandmas and grandpas complain about so many things to do because they would have been bored back in 2011.
Absolutely. We got a complaint letter from a grandmother, and she had brought her grandchildren to the game to teach them about baseball. And
she learned about everything.
They didn't
else,
care
all
about
the other
baseball.
good things.
She cared about the splash pad.
So congratulations. It's been an honor
Thank
working
you.
with you these years.
Thank you.
Councilman Warner?
Yeah. I think we've seen all the good things that have happened, but we're really just getting started, right? I look up there and some of them are there, the two new buildings across from the Performance Center and some of the ones to the west. And there's, I think, 700 new housing units that are coming within 2 blocks there of the stadium.
Right.
There's a couple new restaurants that are coming online. There's more coming down the pipe and planning. And so we're really just getting started with, as you said, kind of the renaissance of South Bend.
And it's really not about baseball so much as it is about the quality of life.
Yeah.
And then we talk about quality of life. Now you're touching every citizen, not just baseball fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know your team and Mr. Nussbaum was key in getting the sports development tax here for the city. So, this wouldn't have happened without your efforts and your work. And so it's very exciting. And I think I got one last comment is let's play ball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Berlin, I just first have to say, I told Troy, I said he's doing a shameless plug with his Cubs cup over there,
It's a very handsome cup. But
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your investment in our city and believing in our city and allowing Joe Kernan to get you to buy this franchise. And
I don't think anybody ever successfully said no to him.
I don't think so either. I thank you because my nephew, who now plays for Notre Dame's baseball team, started practicing in the performance field and being a ball boy and all of that, and he's now doing a great job at Notre Dame. But as a pastor who would try to find something affordable that we could do with our kids in our community, we always could afford the Cubs, and it was always with their arms open wide. I brought people from different states here, and when they didn't expect the stadium to be as nice as it is, and it was very impressive to be able to bring business people from across the country here. And so again, thank you all. Thank you for your investment. Thank you for the vision. And if we can get them to give us 7.5 million, I think you've got a group of people here that would support that effort. So
the sales and the income tax does support it.
Yeah.
And so we're writing the amendment right now.
Yeah.
To take it down to Indianapolis and get it passed.
Yeah. And to be able to tell the community that this expansion didn't cost us anything. That's the brilliant part of it. So thank you for everything. And on behalf of the council, we appreciate you calling and saying, hey, I want to come and give an update to the council. And we appreciated
Well,
that.
it's your stadium. We're partners in this.
That's
So
right.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very
All
much
right.
for your time.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
See ya.
All right, we don't have any committee of the whole. And we'll now go to bills on third reading. Bills on third reading, oh, I'm sorry. All right, we're moving right on to resolutions then. All right. Resolutions. This is the portion of the council's meeting where the common council hears bills filed as proposed resolution. The title of each proposed resolution is read by the city clerk. A report from the committee chairperson of the standing committee to which the bill was referred to for an advisory review and recommendation is then given. During the public portion of each proposed resolution, members of the public are invited to address the council. We ask that you give your name, address, and if you are online, turn your camera on and give comments on the bill. If you have any questions, they will be addressed by the presenter during their rebuttal. Each member of the public is limited to 5 minutes, with those speaking in favor going first, followed by those in opposition, then a 5-minute rebuttal from the presenter. Clerk Toronto, would you give Bill 2606 a read?
A resolution confirming the adoption of a declaratory resolution designating certain areas within the city of South Bend, Indiana, commonly known as 2614-2626 South Main Street, South Bend, Indiana, 46614, and 109 West Ekman Street, South Bend, Indiana, 46614. An economic revitalization area for purposes of a 6-year real property tax abatement for David A. Newford LLC.
All right, is there a committee report?
The Committee Investment Committee heard this bill this afternoon and brings it forward with a favorable recommendation.
All right, petitioner, ask that you state your name and address for the record, please.
Joe Molnar, Assistant Director for Growth and Opportunity with offices on the 5th floor of City Hall. As we discussed at committee, I know you have seen this tax abatement before, but today is the second resolution in the process, the confirming resolution for a 6-year real property tax abatement for New Burton's Laundry. And I know most of you have seen this presentation 4 times now, so I'll be relatively brief. But the property is located on the south side of South Bend at the intersection of Main Street and Ekman Street and is currently a largely vacant lot, with the proposal of the construction of a new standalone Burton's Laundry with quality design, which should match similar to the new one on William Street on the northwest side of town. A brief summary. Burton's Laundry has owned and operated facilities in South Bend since 1976 and currently owns 15 throughout the surrounding area. Mr. David Newford is the owner of Burton Laundries, as well as the owner of David A. Newford LLC, which would hold the land. The proposal is to build a new 4,300 square feet facility at the location with a minimum investment project cost of $2 million into the site. Approximately 1.2 million of that improvements with the new building and 800,000 in new equipment, and as well as the employment of 4 new jobs at the location. Just brief overview of the tax abatement proposal itself. Currently, the property pays about $1,300 in property taxes. After the completion of the building and the abatement, that would rise to over $25,000 a year. During the 6-year abatement period, there'd be about 153,000 taxes owed. This would abate about 112,000 of that, still remaining over 40,000 taxes paid. And we always like to look at the 10-year snapshot of with and without the abatement. And if there was no abatement and there was no project, this property would only pay about $13,000 in property taxes over that decade's time span. Even with the abatement, if the project moves through, that would increase to over $140,000 in property taxes. So over a 10-fold increase in taxes, even with the abatement. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have, and Mr. Newford is here as well to speak on the project.
Yes, Mr. Newford, if you give your name and address for the record, any comments you'd like to make.
David Newfer, 2409 Mishawaka Avenue, South Bend, Indiana, 46615. Mr. President, thank you, and council members, thank you for the opportunity and the consideration for this abatement. I think we've pretty much hit every note here on what we want to do and how we want to do it. If it does pass, we plan on starting construction in April with a finish date somewhere around 1st of September for operation yet this year. So I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. At this time, are there any comments from council members? Any questions? We've
Yeah,
talked.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to say to Mr. Newfer, thank you for your business that you have here in the city of South Bend. Also like to say thank you for letting people come in and use the facility to wash their clothes and so that they'll know what it's like to have clean clothes, and you do that out of the Christianity of your heart. And people don't know that, but I'm maybe telling something that people don't know, but I appreciate that. And that shows that you are a person that's concerned about the community when you do that type of thing, because that could be quite costly to do that, but still, and then again, it might not be, but still, I appreciate what you do, and I'm sure the people that gets the service appreciates it too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And one thing we have done is we were kind of hit or miss on an outreach program here and there. And over the last 18 months, I've actually put 2 people in the office, and part of their job, not their entire job, is to outreach more so we can try to help more churches, more organizations that are in need of help. We just opened a store in Goshen, Indiana this past week, and we've already reached out to one group down there that collects clothes for homeless people, and we're gonna side with them on helping them out with the same type of situation. We have that luxury with that card system now where we are able to track it a little bit better, but that's what we do. We've done it. I haven't done quite as much as the last gentleman that was up here, but we've, what an outstanding gentleman. I mean, what outstanding group of people, but we'll celebrate our 50th year this year. May 1st is our first store in South Bend and River Park. And, but we'll continue to do that. It builds business, and I feel good at night when I go home and go to bed because we know that we've tried to help people where people are in need. So thank you.
Well, when you give back to your community, it shows that you're just not about trying to just get everything for yourself, that you care about others too. So like I say, I really do appreciate the fact that you do that.
Thank you.
You know, Mr. President?
We're gonna go with
Okay.
Councilwoman McBride.
Thank you, President. Mr. Newford, thank you again. I can say it over and over again. You have been a beacon of light in our community. And I remember when I was serving on the homelessness committee at the time, and I think that's when the city reached out, and also Goodwill, I believe at the time, about Wash Wednesdays.
Yep.
And that's when it came about with you. And without any hesitation or reservation, you immediately said yes to having the homeless come in on Wednesdays and wash their laundry. So that is just, and then your donations, I remember you donated to Broadway Church, washer and dryers. I mean, so there's just countless number of people that you have helped and continue to do so throughout our state and in our city and our region. And you have a selfless heart to give and serve the community. So welcome again for another great opportunity and investment into our city.
Thank you.
Dr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. Mr. Newfer, you may have said that you haven't done everything that the previous person, but you know something, I think both of you are so approachable. And that's one of the things that I've appreciated about the 2 presenters, one that was here earlier and you. It's nice that people can walk up to you and talk to you. And as your businesses have grown throughout the city, you've still been you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen to everybody else. You know, sometimes you see the big head come on there or whatever, but you've really just been you. And I've appreciated that. And you put that shows in your work, that shows in how you have reached out. It shows how you have reached out on the east side, west side, north sides, now north, now south. It's you. And it's wanted to take the time to just say thank you for doing that. And thank your wife and thank the whole family that's been a part of helping you to just lift your hands up and continue to take care of your own home. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you, Oliver.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else? I would just like to say that before being on the city council and all of that, when I met Mr. Newford, we were trying to address an issue of violence with kids being bullied at school. And we had kids who were not able to wash their clothes. And when we came up with the idea of Wash Wednesday, he said, if you'll go to Western, we'll do it. And we literally had a family that had 15 45-gallon bags of clothes that needed to be washed. She had 6 kids. And we made sure that those kids didn't get bullied because they had a place to go. And I was just amazed at his kindness. And then the health department saw what we were doing and they copied it. And other people got involved and he said yes to it. And for many years, that program, even after I was not part of GVI anymore, that program still served the families. And I'm telling you, it made a difference when kids had clean clothes. They went to school with a different attitude. They went to school not worried about being bullied. And people say, well, what would that have to do with being bullied? When your clothes are dirty and you stink, you get teased. Teased, you fight. You get in fight, you get suspended. You get suspended, you're not in school. And so thank you all those years, many years, that you allowed us to be able to do that work. So again, thank you for that. And now we'll go to the public. Did you want to say anything, Ms. White?
No.
Sure.
I
Okay.
don't want to echo what everyone have said. I think Mr. Newf knows how I feel about him and the work and the commitment and his heart that he has for not only the city of South Bend, but other cities and for the people that we serve. So thank you.
All right, Clerk Toronto, is there anyone in the comments or in the chambers that would like to speak in favor of Resolution 2606?
At this time, I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor.
Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition.
All right, well, at this time, the public hearing portion is closed. I will now entertain a motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson.
Aye.
Councilmember McBride.
Aye.
Councilmember Warner.
Aye.
Councilmember Thomas Morgan.
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers.
Aye.
Vice President Oskowski.
Aye.
President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
All right, 2606 has passed.
Take care.
Clerk Toronto, would you please give 2607 a reading?
A resolution of the City of South Bend Common Council adopting Marla Goudet to complete the current vacant initial 2-year term as a member of the Community Police Review Board.
Is there a committee report?
Yes, the Community Relations Committee met this afternoon, and this 2607 come to the council with a full recommendation.
All right. All right. Anybody want to make any comments at all?
I would like to say I am excited to have Marla Godet representing the 3rd District and serving on the Civilian Review Board. I think that it would be a great fit and excited to see the board moving forward.
I think I forgot that I was the petitioner, so I'm so sorry. I'll just say as a petitioner
Gotcha.
that we, it was Third District Councilwoman nominated her, and the Community Relations Committee heard it, and we presented that nomination because when we have a opening, the president has to make that presentation. So now we'll go to the public. Is there anyone from the public wishes to speak in favor?
At this time, I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor.
Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition.
At this point, the public hearing on Bill 2607 is now closed. I will now entertain a motion.
Move
Move for passage.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Vice President Niskoski,
Aye.
President Lee.
Aye.
9 ayes.
Bill 2607 is passed. Bills on the first reading. Clerk Toronto, would you please give Bill 0626 a first reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, to vacate the following described property: the east-west alley south of Monroe between 516 South Michigan and 520 South Michigan, starting at Michigan on the west and ending at the north-south alley behind 516 South Michigan on the east.
Right, thank you. I would now entertain a motion to send to the Public Works and Property Vacations Committee the public hearing and third reading on March the 9th, 2026.
So moved. Second.
There's been a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. Unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business? If not, we'll go to new business. I just want to say that our hearts are with Miss White and her family in the passing of her brother. We want you to know as a council, we stand with you and we'll be standing with you during the funeral and all of that. And we want you to know that we appreciate all that you do for our council and our city and our young people, and we stand with you. And so our hearts and prayers are with you.
Thank you so much for those words. I would just like to share that our members of our Youth Advisory Council will be traveling to Indianapolis to attend the Ames conference that they have for statewide youth advisory council. And I think that, I know we have a lot to be proud of because these young students are amazing.
Mhm.
Yesterday, they did an engagement and they went to the escape room. And so they had a tremendous experience and they're excited about traveling to Indianapolis. Would want to thank the clerk and her staff because without, the clerk and the staff, it wouldn't be as great as it is at this point. And they had a great time. And I think two of her staff, they actually went into the escape room. I told them I was not going to go in there. I can't be confined, but they had a wonderful experience as well. Thank you so much.
Yep. Any other new business?
Yes,
Yeah.
can I?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, Councilwoman Gooden Rogers.
Okay.
And then,
I would just like to say, now you see what a great leader we have here, Miss White. Now we're up here giving her condolences and she's telling us about what the youth's gonna do. So that's really shows what leadership is and how much she cared for others. And thank you, Miss White. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Sherry Bolden Simpson.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you, Ms. White, because Rise Up Academy for the first time is a part of this, and they're just having a great time. In addition, I do want to announce that Lafayette Falls is going to have its inaugural Neighborhood Association meeting on March 11th. Lafayette Falls has multiple home HOAs, and they're pulling it together, and this is the way our city works when our citizens get involved in solving problems. So on March 11th at the St. Joseph County Library on Kern, Center Road, Center Township Library, 6 to 7.
And you are invited.
Thank you, President Lee. I did forget, it's an update actually for the councils because I serve on the Transpo Board. And we have conducted the interviews. So we're getting through the stages to hire a new executive director for Transpo, and we're close. We're actually having a meeting this week for a discussion. So I'm going to say, and this is just tentatively, maybe and Clerk Tirado serves with me on that board, but hopefully within the next couple weeks, we'll be able to introduce a new director to the community.
Okay. All right, and also we also want to send condolences to the family of the Reverend Jesse Jackson and the passing of a great civil rights leader who made such an impact in the community and even in our community, coming several times to South Bend, but throughout the nation and the world. And so we want to remember him and also want to commemorate his life and legacy. Anything else?
Is it possible for us to send some, flowers to the, one of his, services on behalf of the city council?
We can try to figure that out. Yeah,
That would be cool.
that'd be great. Yep. All right, we're gonna go to privilege of the floor. Disrespectful, rude, or disruptive speech or actions will not be tolerated. Such speech or actions, as well as verbal attacks on any person, may result in the individual without notice forfeiting the remainder of his or her allotted time. Individuals who wish to address the council must state their name, residential address, and if you're online, you have to turn on your camera in order to be a part of this. Individuals will be limited to 3 minutes only. The maximum time limit for this portion of the meeting shall be 30 minutes. Individuals shall not be permitted to address topics which the council has heard previously on the agenda. The council president may assign a topic raised by an individual during the privilege of the floor to the appropriate council member and/or request the city clerk to contact a member of city administration for review, and topics assigned shall be responded to at the next scheduled council meeting. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on privilege of the floor? Please state your name and residential address.
Carlos Leyva, 448 South Olive Street, South Bend, Indiana. We have some good things going on in the schools. John Adams Quiz Bowl, and then we had the mock trial. The team advanced to state. That's like big shout out to all the local attorneys who came out. We had St. Joe, Trinity, Riley, so good stuff. And then the big news I want to share, as a proud resident on the west side, we are getting close to opening the Washington High School Medical Magnet Program. So if anyone's listening, the parents, we have openings, so get your kids signed up. They have classes in all sorts in the medical field, which these are high-paying jobs, so we're kind of advocating for it. It will open up in the fall 2026 on the southwest part of the building. And in class, we have students enrolling right now, so we're in the grade schools promoting it to the middle schools. We have this pilot program. So good things going on the west side, and hopefully we can keep advocating for public schools. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for privilege of the floor? Is there anyone that would like to speak online?
At this time, I don't see anyone online or in person wishing to speak.
All right. If that is being all, again, our prayers with Ms. White, and we are seeing a lot of great things happen in our city. And so thank you for your time and your talent, and thank you for all of you that are here today. Thank you very much. This meeting is now adjourned.